Hey guys, we are here to talk about how to use music to motivate your riders in spin class. So whether you are a spin instructor, an aspiring spin instructor, or just a spin enthusiast, this vlog might be for you. My name is Cat Kom with Studio Sweat onDemand, and we are one of the best fitness apps out there, and we are well known for our world famous spin classes, where I guarantee you our spin instructors are trained to use music as an integral part of designing their indoor cycling classes. So what we're going to talk about in this vlog, why using the beat of the music in your spin class is so important, how you can do that even if you can't hear beat, because there's a lot of people that cannot. And then also we're going to talk about those times where you should not actually be using the beat to define your drills in your spin class. Let's get to it. Now let's talk about why using the beat is so important when you're designing your spin class. If you do not use the beat, those people that can hear it, that can hear the beat of the music, might actually get irritated that you are not syncing the beat of the music to your RPMs. And we'll get into what that means in more detail in just a second. But the thing about music and the beat of the music is it actually motivates the riders because they're just thinking more about marching their legs to the beat of the music. And it's actually sort of a distraction to them. And believe it or not, you can work harder if you have that distraction, and you can work harder if you're just pedaling really hard to the beat of the music. Next, let's get to the topic. We're going to talk about how to use the beat, and I'm going to give you some special tools that you can use to even find that beat. But we got to pay for this. So before we do that, watch this little 10-second clip on Studio Sweat onDemand. And while you're watching that, please subscribe to our channel, where you're going to find dozens of really cool pro tips just like this one, as well as several full-length sample spin workouts that I know you're going to love.
Get even more Studio Sweat onDemand with our 7-day free trial. We've got a huge library of live and on-demand workout videos, all filmed in our studio and featuring real people just like you. Download our app today.
Tip number one, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to decide on your drills. So a lot of spin instructors will pick the song and then they'll decide what drill they're going to want to do. I'm going to suggest you do it in the opposite order. You're going to design your class. So for example, maybe you're going to decide you want to do a hill climb, and then you're going to want to do a fast flat, and then you're going to want to do breakaways, okay? So if that's what you've decided for the first 15 minutes of your class, climb, fast flat, breakaways, you're going to be thinking about what cadence you want to use for each of those drills, right? Cadence, RPMs, same thing. Okay, so let's talk about the climb. For the climb, you're probably going to want to use RPMs between 60 and 70 RPMs. So what are you going to do? Okay, you're going to find a song that is 60 to 70 beats per minute. Now here's the thing. When you're looking for songs and specific BPMs, if the BPMs of that song are, say, over about 80 or 90 RPMs, you're actually going to have to take your RPMs and you're going to have to multiply them times 2. So, for example, for my climb, I've decided I want to go about 60 to 70 RPMs. I've decided to go out there and look for a song. So I go out and I see that the song, the beat of the music for the song that I want to use is this one. Okay, Get the Party Started by Pink. So you can hear this, right? Now luckily I can hear beat, so I already knew this would be a good song, but it's left, 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 right, left. So that is a super good pace for a climb, right? You got some power gear on there. Here's the thing though, if I were to look up the BPMs of this song, it is actually not going to say 65, which is what I was pedaling at and marching my legs to the beat. It's actually gonna say 130, because when the BPMs for the song are published, they're actually going to be published at 2 times what you might be climbing to. So for this song specifically, Get the Party Started, the BPMs that were shown when I did an internet search for the BPMs, which I'll talk to you about in just a second, were 130. So let's say that you want your riders to be going 70 RPMs. You would be looking for a song that was listed as how many BPMs? That's right, 140, okay? So you gotta keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, let's say that you were having your riders do a fast flat, because that's our second drill in our program design, right? So you got a song like Wow, and you know that song has a faster beat, right? So we get some gear on, we're pedaling nice and fast because we've designed a fast flat. Left, left, right, left, 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 right, left. So if I were to look up the BPMs of this song, it would actually say 100. exactly what we're looking for, right? So you can kind of just tell as you're looking, are you gonna have to cut it in half, or are you gonna use the actual BPMs that are listed, okay? Tools that you can use to find the BPMs of a song, if you can't hear it, Song BPM is a great option. Also, guys, honestly, you can just do a Google search and type in, for example, BPMs for Wow by Post Malone. The only thing I'm going to suggest is that you always double check your work because though most of the time the BPMs you see out there for a song on the internet are going to be correct, they're not always correct. So just make sure that it feels right, okay? So, spin instructors, if you're looking for some great ideas for your spin classes where you can tell that we have incorporated the BPMs of the song to the RPMs of the drills that we're asking our writers to do, download the Studio Sweat On Demand app today or head over to studiosweatondemand.com to get yourself a free trial. So you just sign up for a free trial, you'll get 7 days, unlimited access to tons of amazing professionally designed spin videos that are also gonna kick your butts. We actually even have a lot of spin instructors that are members of Studio Sweat On Demand, and they come and they watch our classes and they steal our entire design from the playlist to every drill. And we just look at that as imitation is the best form of flattery. So if you'd like to do that, go get your free trial. All right, spin instructors and spin enthusiasts, let's talk about when not to use the beat, because there are times during your spin class where you should not be guiding to or riding to the beat. So for example, with all-out sprints, let's say that that's your drill, breakaways, something like that, where you're asking your riders to give 100% effort. If you tell them a specific beat that they're supposed to land on, how are they supposed to give you 100% effort? Some people might not get to the cadence that you're asking them to get to, and other people maybe could have gone further if you wouldn't have restricted them and said, we're gonna go 100 RPMs. All right, so let's say that I've chosen a drill, breakaways or sprints, better known as sprints, okay? And I have chosen the song Centuries by Fall Out Boy. High energy song, great song. The beats permitted of this song are 88. I am not on the beat right now, okay? I've got some gear on. I'm kind of in an active recovery, getting ready for my all-out sprint, my breakaway. If I tell riders a specific beats per minute here, guys, we're gonna be going RPMs 88, we're gonna be holding some riders back and we're gonna be pushing other riders too hard. So you just call, go! And you don't give them specific cadences that they have to hit. What you want to do is just use high energy music like this song to motivate them to go as hard as they can without being restricted to a certain cadence. All right, so another example is like if you're doing a Tabata themed class, like we have these really popular spin classes called Max Burn Tabata Classes on our Studio Sweat On Demand app. They are freaking awesome, but they're all Tabata themed, and the Tabata theme is where you're just literally going all out for 20 seconds with 10 seconds of active recovery, doing 8 rounds. So for something like that, again, just use high energy music where you're not pinning the riders to a specific cadence range or a specific beat. You're just telling them how hard they should be working and providing them really motivational music to do that, okay? All right, spin instructors, spin enthusiasts, I hope this has helped you, and I hope that you are able to design your classes more effectively and use music in them as an integral part of your class design. People will love you for it. And don't forget to download the Studio Sweat On Demand app today or head over to studiosweatondemand.com to get your free trial where we have tons of body sculpting, fat torching workouts where we got the beat, and you're gonna see that. We will see you there.